In the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ, we pray. Heavenly Lord, we thank you.
Thank you, Jesus.
I will give you all the praise, and give you all the glory.
Hallelujah.
We thank you in advance already for what you are set to do in the lives of the people both here and online. Lord, I pray that a revealed word, a rhema word, a spoken word, a tailor-made word, like a guided missile will locate them. Amen. And will save them. Amen. Deliver them. Amen. Bring them clarity and breakthrough. Amen. Leave them with a testimony of galactic and intergalactic proportions. Amen. Of gigantic and encyclopedic proportions. Amen. In the mighty name of the Lord Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for answering our prayers.
Thank you, Jesus.
Be blessed and be highly exalted.
Amen.
In Jesus' mighty name, we pray.
Amen.
And God's people say,
Amen.
And God's people say,
Amen.
Amen. So welcome everybody to the left and to the right. So welcome to church.
Welcome to church. Welcome to church.
That's the wrong thing. We're trying to have the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
So welcome to church.
Hallelujah. Welcome
Praise
to
God.
church.
So people are born again, but it's not to the Holy Ghost yet. Praise God. Alright, that was just a joke. Let's have a sing God's also presence as we take the word for today. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Now the title of the sermon has been titled The Laws of Spiritual Equilibrium. Praise God. The Laws of Spiritual Equilibrium. And it's important that we start the new year and the new month understanding the laws that operate in the realms of the Spirit. Very, very key. Are you guys with me? It is important that we start the new year and the new month of January understanding the modus operandi in the realms of the Spirit. There's a way that the realm of the Spirit has been designed to operate. And if you're oblivious to this truth, you will walk, confused, without results. So the psalmist says in Psalm 82 verse 5 that they know not, neither will they understand. So they walk on in darkness and all the foundation of the world are, of course, but have I not said? And it's God said, but they did not know. So they could not understand. So they walk on in darkness and all the foundation of the world are out, of course. But have I not said that you are God and all of you are the children of the Most High God? Psalm 82 verse 5 and verse 6. But today, truth will locate you. Say truth will locate you.
Amen.
And will give you the mighty testimony.
Amen.
Will enlighten you and take you to the next level of your life.
Amen.
In the mighty name of Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
The psalmist says that the entrance of thy word giveth what? Light. That's number one. Illumination, there's understanding to the simple. That will be your testimony in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. So once again, the laws of spiritual equilibrium. Let's define the words. That's how we start. If it was academic, that's how we start. Praise God. So the law, what's the law? A law is a pattern of interconnected causes and events, actions and reactions, choices and consequences governed by forces operating within the jurisdiction of the system. Was that too fast? I'll say fast, right? Let me come again. A law, right, is a pattern of interconnected causes and effects, actions and reactions, choices and consequences governed by influences and forces operating within the jurisdiction of the system. So I throw something up, that's an action, but there's something called the force of gravity that pulls that object back down. That's a reaction. Praise God. Action up, reaction downwards. The force there is the gravitational force operating within the jurisdiction called the earth. Must make sense? Yes. Another law, seed time and harvest. You sow a seed, you reap a plant, bearing fruit. It's a law. Alright, so again, one more time, a law is a pattern of interconnected actions and reactions, causes and effects, right? Choices and consequences governed by prevailing forces and influences operating within the jurisdiction of the system. That's the law. Praise God. Now, what is spiritual? It's a word that describes the realm of the spirit. Now, the realm of the spirit is the foundation of all realities. Reality is divided into three parametric descriptors that describe reality: space, time, and matter. Praise God. Hallelujah. Space, time, and matter. These are the parametric descriptors describing any reality, whether it's a spiritual reality or a natural reality. So even the spiritual realm has space. He has time and he has matter. The matter there is called ethereal matter. It's of a superior matter than the gross material matter of this earth realm. Praise God. For that, when we say a man's ghost, his ghost is made of ethereal matter. It can be seen, it can be handled, it can be touched. Praise God. So that your own physical hand cannot touch it, but the other spirit can contact him because it's a spirit. Ethereal matter. There's also space, distance or displacement in the realm of the spirit. So when Lazarus died and was taken to Abraham's bosom by angels, and the rich man died and was taken to hell, he said, "Send Lazarus to come and quench my tongue, because I'm thirsty." And Abraham said, "What? There is a God that separates you and him." That's space. That's distance. That's displacement. In the rock, because we are dead. And being dead, you are spirits now. Does that make sense? Yeah. It says, "Forever the silver cup be used, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher broken at the fountain, or the wood be broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth from when it was formed, and the spirit to the spirit of the eternal realm." Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 6 and 7. So these two people died, their spirits went to the hereafter, the eternal or the spiritual realm. But there was still distance between them. So there's distance in the realm of the spirit. How about time? There's time. But the time in the realm of the spirit is called now and forevermore. It's everlastingly present. There is no past, there is no future, just the now. Make sense? For you shall arise and have mercy upon Zion. For the time people have, yes, the set time has come, but the set time is now. God operates in the now. We just, God help me, I want to get married, I want to have a child, God is now operating in the now. When it's your time, I will arise. We just have to be sensitive. Make sense? So the spiritual realm is the foundation of all realities. In other words, the spiritual realm influences the natural realm. If it's not happening in the spiritual, it won't happen in the natural. And if it happens in the natural, it will not last in the natural. Because the etiology is not spiritual. Make sense? You must start from the spiritual and then manifest in the natural afterwards. Praise God. Now, why must we take spiritual laws, importantly? Let me tell you why. Number one, I already said this. The foundations of all reality, what you tell reality, space, time, and matter, is the spiritual realm. So when God made man, He first of all created the spirit of Adam in Genesis chapter 1, and then formed the body of Adam in Genesis chapter 2. Make sense? When He first of all created the spirit in His image and after His likeness in chapter 1. Because the foundation of all reality is the spiritual realm. Number two, the spiritual realm influences the natural realm. Let me say that. Number three, we live in the natural, but we live from the spiritual. You hear that? We live in the natural, but we live from the spiritual. So if you don't understand the laws and the modus operandi in this realm called the realm of the spirit, you will have challenges from time to time. That's why we need to understand how the spiritual realm operates, the laws that govern the possibilities and the realities in the realm of the spirit. Very, very key. Praise God. Also, man is spiritual. Praise God. See, you are spirits. You only possess a soul and have a body to have expression in the physical, the gross material, the natural, the terrestrial realm. But you are spirits. You are not a soul, not a body. You are spirits possessing a soul, tabernacling in a body. So the real you is a spirit. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. And the God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray, God, that your whole spirit, soul, and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. But Paul started by saying spirit, because that's who you are. And I said something in my forthcoming book. That man is a spirit, that is who he is. He possesses a soul and lives in a body, that is what he is. Does that make sense? So again, we must understand how the laws operate in the realm of the spirit. The third word there is equilibrium. What is equilibrium? Equilibrium talks about the states where a body is at rest because of the balancing out of the forces of influence acting upon that body. Equilibrium is a state of rest where the forces of influences acting upon the body have balanced out themselves. So there are three kinds of equilibrium. There's static equilibrium, objects at rest. Dynamic equilibrium, objects in motion, uniform motion, not accelerating or decelerating, uniform motion. And there's quasi-stationary equilibrium. And it's almost as if it's stationary and almost as if it's moving. There is quasi-stationary, it's in between static and dynamic. Praise God. Again, three kinds of equilibrium. Static equilibrium, stationary. Dynamic equilibrium, in motion, uniform, no acceleration, no deceleration. We have quasi-stationary equilibrium, almost as if it's stationary and almost as if it's moving. We're not there or here. Praise God. Now I've defined all the terms in the title of the sermon, the laws of spiritual equilibrium. Are we still together? Are we sure?
Yes, sir.
Now every law has 8 attributes for it to qualify as a law. I'm going to share them with you. For something to qualify as a law, it must fulfill 8 attributes. And hear me very carefully. These same 8 attributes are the 8 attributes of the Word of God. Because every law is a product of the spoken word by the Creator Himself. Shall I put this to you? Okay, give me just 2 seconds. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Those two together. Verse 2. And the earth, not the heaven and the earth alone, was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved over the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. The light he called day, the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning he declared as the first day. I just quoted Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to verse 5. And hear me very carefully. It says that darkness was upon the face of the deep, but God did not speak to the darkness. God spoke and created light. Therefore, now there was both darkness and light. God did not abolish light. Get this right. So now we have darkness and we have light. So God distributed darkness to have 12, or God assigned darkness to have 12 hours and light to have 12 hours. So in a 24-hour circle, we are both darkness and light. That became a law. Prove this to you scripturally. Alright. Go to Genesis chapter 8 and verse 22. While this earth remains, seed time and harvest, summer and winter, day and night, says cold and heat shall not cease upon the face of the earth. See that while this earth remains, day and night will not cease, because God made it as a law. 12 hours of darkness, 12 hours of light. Praise God. So what God said became a law. Making sense? So every law is the product of the spoken word by God. Ecclesiastes 8:4. For when the word of the king is the power to create possibilities and realities, both in the spiritual realm and the natural realm altogether. So the 8 attributes of laws, number 1, it is first of all supernatural. The first attribute of the law and the word of God is that it is supernatural. Its origin is from the everlasting, the eternal realm, from the Creator Himself. Supernatural. I've just explained that already, using light, right? Number 2, it is hierarchical. That means there are certain laws that are lower than others, and other laws are higher than others. So laws have hierarchy. That's what I'm saying. For example, let's read my Bible to Romans chapter 8 and verse 2. It says, therefore there is now no more condemnation to them by Christ Jesus. Right? I talked about how that the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made me free from the law of sin and death. That means there was a higher law suspending and abolishing the law of sin and death, because there are hierarchies of laws. Praise God. So sometimes the law of aerodynamics is temporarily suspend the law of gravity, making an aeroplane, a helicopter, to fly. Hierarchies of laws. Praise God. Makes sense? Third attribute of the law, it is eternal. It will last forever because God's words are eternal. Forever, O God, thy word is settled in the heavens, in the spiritual realm. Forever it is settled. Laws are eternal. The law of gravity has never gone on vacation. Praise God. Since the day that God made the law of gravity, it's been operating while this earth remains. It's keep operating. Fourth attribute of the law, equality. It does not discriminate between two persons. If you throw an old man up, he will hit the ground. If you throw a child up, he will hit the ground. The law doesn't say, this is an old man, or this is a child. It does not discriminate. It acts on both of them equally. Equality of the law. Makes sense? And that's where the law differs from grace. Grace preaches equity. The law preaches equality, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So, for example, two people come into the presence of the throne of grace to obtain mercy and to find grace to help in the time of need. If one of them is 10% and the other is 90%, and they both come to God to be filled, God will give the 10% person 90% to make him 100%, and give the 90% 10% to make him 100%, so that they are both equal before God. That's making sense. Praise God. So grace preaches equity, but the Lord says no equality. Has its goods, has its bads. Praise God. The fifth attribute of the law is predictability. This is very, very powerful. This is where principles operate. Predictability. Now, because I know that a law is operating in the earth realm called the law of gravity, I can predict that when I throw anything up, it will come down. I don't need to be a prophet. Praise God. Predictability. Makes sense? The sixth attribute of the law is universality. That means within the jurisdiction of the system that law has been designed to operate, it will always operate. For example, if you throw a man from the Himalayas, he will fall down. If you fall down from your table in your room, you will still fall down. Because the law of gravity is as potent in the Himalayas as it is even here in the Shani Gombe. Praise God. Powerful. Right? Universality. The sixth attribute of the law is reproducibility. Again, this is how principles operate. Reproducibility. The ability to reproduce the result every single time is because of the existence of a pre-existing law. So I know that anytime I sow, and all the factors in that system are complete, I will reap the harvest. And anytime I do that, I will keep reaping the harvest. That is reproducibility of results, to reproduce the results. Make sense? And the seventh attribute of the law is the infallibility, irrevocability, the immutability of the law of the word of God. I mean, if God says it, my brother, don't be argue with it. It's God forever. It cannot be revoked. For example, in the legal system of countries, they can revoke laws. Am I correct? They make a law, they say, no, it's not very, very potent. It didn't address this matter, so they will cancel the law. Or amend the law. You don't amend the law of God. Have you ever amended the law of gravity? That you jump up in your hand? Never. See when God is superior to man. See, and the heavens are high above the earth, even some of these high above the earth, and my thoughts high above the thoughts. Isaiah 55 verse 9. So shall my word be that goes forth out of my mouth. It will not return unto me void, to accomplish that which I please and prosper with the one who have sent it. Numbers 23 verse 19. For God is not a man that he should lie, or the Son of Man that he should repent. Has he said it and will he not do it? Has he spoken and will not make it good? Why? When God speaks a word, it becomes a law that cannot be reversed, revoked, or even tampered or amended with. The day you understand that the spiritual realm has laws, you will take laws very, very seriously. Makes sense? Now, but the realm of the spirit is unseen. I can't see the realm of the spirit, so I cannot see the laws in the realms of the spirit. So how do we identify? How do we discover laws? How do we discover laws that operate in the realm of the spirit? I'm going to show you how. So turn with me quickly your Bible to Romans chapter 1 verse 20. Paul, under the inspiration of the Holy Ghost, says, for the invisible things of him, since the creation of this world, are clearly seen, being understood by the things which do appear, even his eternal Godhead and power, such that they are without excuse. Let me explain. To identify spiritual laws, look at natural phenomena, right, and extrapolate it to the spiritual. That is also the realm of the spirit. So, for example, if you carry a bean seed and sow the ground, you will have a bean plant. Therefore, in the realm of the spirit, there's something called seed time and harvest as well. Are you making sense of it? That's the meaning of that verse. Romans 1 verse 20. Every natural law phenomenon in the natural realm has an exact parallel in the realm of the spirit. It's called the law of parallelism. For instance, a man and a woman come together, they produce a child. The same thing, so if you're born again, by preaching the gospel to another person, you can get him born again. How good is the spirit? So Nicodemus asks Jesus, how can I be born again? Do I have to enter into my mother's womb again? He says, I know that which is born of the spirit is spirit, and that which is born of the flesh is the flesh. Praise God. So identify a natural phenomenon, alright? And then you can extrapolate it and discover a spiritual law. I'm going to show you an example so you understand what I'm saying. There's a man called Sir Isaac Newton of English descent, powerful man, very wise and very deep understanding, a genius in our opinion. He published a book called Philosophy Naturalis Principia Mathematica. That's Latin. But when you read that in the rich in the verse in English, it means the mathematical principles of natural philosophy. When he described the laws of motion, the planetary laws of motion, what we call classical mechanics, and described 3 laws of mechanics. But for the purpose of today's teaching and sermon, I'm going to just quote the first law. It says in that book that a body will continue in a state of rest or uniform motion unless a force or influence from without compels it to act otherwise. Make sense? A body will continue in a state of rest or uniform motion unless an influence or force from without compels it to act contrary or otherwise. So this lifetime, for example, will remain here till Christ comes until I'm done and I take it to what's meant to be. That's the law of equation. Make sense?
Yeah.
A body will continue in a state of rest or uniform motion unless an influence, a force, compels that object to act contrary. And you see, this law, now bringing this home, this law can be applied to this sermon. One of the laws of spiritual equilibrium is that if you do nothing about your spiritual life, you will remain where you are. You call it a new year, I agree with you. But if you keep doing the same thing or doing nothing, you're going to have the same results in 2020. That's what I'm going to. So I wrote somewhere in my book, to remain where you are, keep doing what you're doing, good or bad. So for example, if you know what to do to be on fire for God, keep doing those things to remain on fire for God. If you're not doing anything and you are empty of God's fire, if you keep doing nothing, you're going to remain empty of God's fire. That's my point. It's the first law of spiritual equilibrium. Because understand this very carefully. Satan knows those who are on fire, those who are not. If God knows, Satan knows. He says, if you are lukewarm, I will spew you out. Satan also knows. Praise God. It says, Peter, that Satan has desired to sift you as wheat. But I pray for you that your strength fail not. And when you are converted, that you also convert your brethren. Why was Satan particular than Peter? He was a man on fire. He was close to the fire, Jesus Christ himself. Praise God. So your spiritual life will remain the same if you do nothing about it. Deep. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
And this is where spiritual disciplines come. Spiritual what? Disciplines. Meditation. I'm big on this thing. I don't care what you hear me. I will keep saying the same. Meditation. Praising in spirit. Praising in spirit and in truth. This is worship. Walking in love. Walking by faith. Walking with hope. Fasting. All of these things are required to remain on fire for God. Otherwise, that believer will remain grounded. This is the first law of spiritual ability. Even Jesus confirms this in his word. Matthew 11 verse 12. Since the days of John the Baptist up until now, the kingdom of God, the system of God, suffers violence. But it is only the violent that will take it by force. What that means that if the realms of darkness are more forcible than you, they will take you out of the kingdom of God, as it were. You will discover that you're becoming in talk to talk from time to time. Praise God. These are disciplines, these are laws. Why did Paul say husband love your wife and he says wife honor your husband? It's very simple. First of all, it starts by saying wife respect or honor your husband. Right? When he says husband, love your wife. You know why? Women don't have a problem with loving a man. They are created to love. They are love beings. But what their problem is honor and respect. So this gender equality thing is what they're now preaching. You know what it is? Women naturally have a heart to love a man, their husband. That's why it didn't say wives love your husband, because naturally they will love. But the issue is respect. What will show them themselves. Also, the man has no issue, except the man is an egotistical man. But naturally, men have no problem with respecting their wives. Now, speaking to believers, praise God. This will not apply to unbelievers. Praise God. I'm speaking to believers who have the Holy Ghost. If you're born again, naturally you respect your wife. You don't just talk to her anyhow in public. You respect her, maybe right? But love is not men have problem. Let me explain why. Because love is sacrificial. Men had what to give to their wives. The beginning, let me be very careful. It makes me excited. The beginning of love is obedience, but the end of love is sacrifice. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So if you say you love your wife as a husband, you will give to her, but men don't do that. They like to profess, I love you, oh my wife, I love you, I really I love you. Profess, just words. But to give him sacrificial, you won't do that. They hardly ever do that. So there's an instruction to love your wife and to prove it by your giving sacrifice. Praise God. So I'm saying that if you keep doing the same thing that you've been doing, that's not produce any results, erstwhile, you're going to have the same thing in 2020. This is what's important for us to start with understanding laws. I'm very, very big on laws. Very, very big on laws. Not because of the officer they call me to teach. Teachers teach precept upon precept, lines upon lines. Isaiah 28 verse 10 says that line shall be upon line, and precept shall be upon precept. Here a little, there a little. Miracles don't happen all the time. If they did, our world would be very haphazard. It is laws and principles that make our world decent and in order. This is why God made laws. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
It is laws and principles. A principle is the exploitation of the law. So it's a law and a principle that makes the world to be in order and decent. And so today, if I come out, I will see the clouds and say, wow, God, I bless you for the clouds. I give you praise. Because gravity is holding the clouds. Now, tomorrow I come and there's no cloud. What happened? Gravity says, disorderliness, entropy. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
When you come outside, you're going to see the clouds. Why? The gravitational force of the earth keeps holding and pulling down the clouds so that you can see the clouds and give glory to God. God, you're a wonderful God. God bless your name. So let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Psalm 150 verse 6. I'm just praising God. See that? That's why when the Bible says that the earth was transformed and void, there was no. I will have to start the creation of the earth by instituting laws. So the first law he made was the law of light and darkness. I don't know if I'm making sense of I've talked about, I want to continue this series next week by God's grace, but my admonition to you today is that in the month of January, throughout the months in the year 2020, you will take the laws spiritually. Seriously. You will go the extra mile to understand the laws, how to operate, the modus operandi of laws in the realm of the spirit to make your life profitable. It should be a portion of the mighty name of Jesus Christ. But more importantly, I pray for understanding to be bestowed upon you from on high, the breath of understanding, the breath of the Almighty God, to interpret what you have listened to and received today, so that your prophecy may appear unto all in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. So Lord, we say thank you for answering my prayers. And be blessed and be happy. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
And those people say,
Amen.
Amen and amen. Praise God.
Hallelujah.